G'day, punters. Welcome back to another huge edition of All In. It is Memsie Stakes week, and I tell you what, better way to kick it off than previewing the big race. None other than Dean Watling from the Barrier Attendant and Lewis Willoughby from Sky Racing. Firstly, Dino, how are you, mate?
Going well, Gannon, going well. We're getting closer and closer to these big races. We had our first Group 1 in the Winx Stakes where our bet Fangirl was desperately unlucky. Another second, you'd have a couple of clocks by now after the weekend, Gannon, but keen to rip into the Memsies this week.
Absolutely. And our mate over there who tipped Mwanga, Louis, how are you, mate?
Sick, Yano. Yeah, very sick. Look, flop or not, I don't know. Tommy Berry came off and said a few excuses, didn't get the clear running, yada, yada, yada. I'd judge it off its next run. Obviously, you can't, just sack it off a one run there. It wasn't awful, but certainly no winner. I just want to quickly say about that race that a lot of chat post race was about Benno, right? And fairly so. It was a really good run. I made a point on Twitter. I thought the run of Stockman at about 1,000,000 to 1 was insane. Like through the line, 100 metres past the post, almost in front. If that weather comes again like we had last summer, that rain, far out, Stockman could be in for a serious prep.
I think it's meant to be coming. I think there's plenty of rain in November all across the Eastern Seaboard. So with that, I'll pose you this question, Dino. Where do you see Stockman going through the spring?
That's a hard one. I think Joe Pride obviously step up and trip. Louis had the best last two of the entire meeting, so your eye was not wrong. But yeah, anywhere up in trip, I'm not sure. I might have to jump on Racing Australia. Gunner, you're throwing me under the bus here. But anywhere up in trip, I think third up probably be the peak. You might have a flat 1 second up, and then third up will be charging home. Just need that Randwick track. That's probably the key to him. Rosehill, any of those tracks, he probably just needs that Randwick run on.
Yeah, no good for him. All right, I'll tell you what, boys. Before we charge headfirst into the Memsie, why don't we have a quick little recap of Saturday? And, of course, Dino, we'll go to you first with a horse to follow. Anything other than the obvious Profondo Fangirl, mate?
Yeah, probably in that same boat as obvious. In secret, I think J-Mac, he had a day out there, but I think he just got this a touch wrong. Could have followed the winner up the inside.
A touch?
Yeah, I've been kind. He's a freak, so you got to be a little bit forgiving of him. But that horse was great. The last sectional's home, and it's one of those horses that didn't feature in those top 2-year-old races, but it sort of hit its straps late in the piece. And it's going to be one of those ones that goes right through the grades and probably ends up to be one of the top fillies. So in secret for me, Gannon, I think she'll be winning probably Group 1. I reckon she can win one in this Princess Series. So that's one for me. You've got a couple for us?
Mate, to be honest, they're pretty easily found. I think big statement here. If you swap the runs of Animo and Fangirl, I reckon the result's different. There you go. That'll stir up some conversation. Doesn't mean Animo's not the best horse, but just I thought that if you swap those runs around first up, Fangirl could have won. Anyway, it is what it is. And then the breaks, probably the way that the track played, they probably overplayed their hand, probably went a little too wide. And then, J-Max found the best ground. And then, as you mentioned, look, you can't knock him because he's a superstar, but if he just stuck to the inside on In Secret, just rate it the same as Animo, it wins. Anyway, I'll let it go and move on. Now, Louis, we're going to go to right of the week. Then we're going to give him my mate Dino a wrap. What do you got?
Okay, right of the week. Hugh Bowman on Pizarro, race 10. That was a freakish ride. How he found the split between, there was a Godolphin horse to his inside and some other horse to his outside. How he got the split in between, I'll never know. So Hugh Bowman, race 10, Randwick Pizarro, ride of the week for mine. Just before we give Dino a wrap, I just wanted to ask something in conversation here. It can be a pretty quick answer if we're strapped for time. Animo, will or could it go down once all things are said and done as Godolphin's best ever horse in Australia? I personally think yes. Should have won a Cox Plate. Go back to its 2-year-old. Should have won a Golden Slipper if not for it was either the draw or the track pattern. So it would have been a Golden Slipper winner. Could have won a Blue Diamond. Then should have won like all these things that almost won, if really for no fault of its own too. Not beaten on its own merits in most of them. And then 4 Group 1s already anyway under the belt. I genuinely think it could go down as Godolphin's best ever in Oz.
Yeah, I think if it won the Cox Plate, Louis, you probably would already possibly be the best one they've had. Definitely the best, that middle distance, 16 to 2000 for sure. And like you mentioned, Blue Diamond third. I think it was Slipper second, Golden Rose second. Like it's legit a couple of wanks away from being probably Australia's best horse at the moment. But yeah, he was sensational on the weekend. I think a couple of yard reporters were keen on it too. I think it would come back in super order, and that's why I was tight in the market. But yeah, I think so, Louis.
I think you're spot on, Louis. I don't think he's going to do himself any harm this prep as well. Cox Plate just looks like it's almost a foregone conclusion unless the Europeans send something decent over. Be very, very, very interested to see how that pans out. Righto, boys, before we go ahead, punters, Dino's got a trial show coming up. It's going to be on later on tonight. So if you're not subscribing, you're off your head. Get involved, subscribe to the show, like, share, comment, get around it. There's plenty of good information coming in hot. Now, speaking of trialers, my good mate Dean, he stole a winner off me yesterday, Reggie's boy, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the text message that comes across. He goes, Nowra, and you know Dino's keen, right, punters? He's lobbed at the track yesterday at Nowra.
Wow, he lobbed at the track.
Wow. We get I'm watching on Sky Thoroughbred Central, or is it the STC? Watching, waiting for the horse. Sorry about them. Dino's sent me the live footage, the parade. Dino, $19 winner. You sent it out to your blokes at the $9. Well done, mate. It's fair income won by 6, and it could have won by 10 if it got clear earlier. Well done.
Yeah, it was nice to lob on track, a couple of autographs, make me way to the mounting yard. But it was it's a different thing when you lob on track when you've got a bet. It's like you used to obviously watch him at home, but nice to get a win. And I'll tell you what, boys, I think there's got to be a market with those country races in the mounting yard. I reckon 9 of the 10 horses in that yard look like woolly beasts. This horse, Cholatane, looked like an absolute rocket, but nice to get a big price winner after a tricky Saturday.
And I'll tell you what, it was a tricky Saturday. Well done, Dino. He's also got a broken hand, punters, and I'm going to put out 3 options. He broke it playing footy, unlikely. He broke it hitting the wall because he horse run second, unlikely. Or third, he broke it cheering Chalante home yesterday, down the side, and he's come home, he's put up lane. What do you reckon, Louis? Odds on that one.
Yeah, I think third option. Or there was a fourth option that's probably a bit X-rated and I won't mention on the show that could have also contributed to it. Is it the right or left hand, Dino?
Oh, boys. All right, I'll tell you what, Louis, over to you, mate. We're going to get into the Memsie Stakes.
Yeah, let's rip in. First, Group 1 of the Melbourne Spring Carnival. Of course, we had the Wing Stakes in Rose at Randwick rather than the other week. So that was the first Group 1 of the Spring Carnival in general. This is the first one in Melbourne. Let's take a look at the market. Pre-noms, thanks to Tab. Elation is a $4.50 favourite atop the market for the Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. yard. Cascadian and I'm Thunderstruck and Snap Dancer and Tafane all at $6. Alligator Blood, well, this is an interesting one. Pretty much an hour or so before we've come on to record this. It's got the green light, tick of approval. Jerry Harvey, the new controlling owner. It's racing in Victoria, allowed to race at least. It's a $7 chance alongside Mr. Brightside and Western Empire. Duace is $11 after, of course, getting scratched last week to run here. Behemoth, $15. I don't know about it. I Am Superman, etc., etc. A few of those at $15. So an interesting market, this. A lot's happened in the last 24 hours or so to shape this. I'll start with you, Dino. Your thoughts on the Memsie Stakes for 2022?
Yeah, I love the addition of Alligator Blood. We need these sort of top line horses racing in Australia. So good to see it in the market. It's a tricky little race, especially in the market. It's pretty much found all the top chances. There's not one at big odds that I've wanted to arrow in. The one I want to follow is Cascadian. We're pretty vocal. If it went around in the Wing Stakes, it was a mighty hard to beat. They've gone obviously the second option and dodged Animo, but its first up record's great over 1,400 metres. It was second in the autumn in the CF4 Stakes behind Tafani. Then ran a bottler last year in the Wing Stakes, ran fourth. It was only beaten 0.6 lengths, 1,400 metres as well. So it's the one for me. I would say on the price, I probably wait for the barrier. That's going to be key. We've seen in the last sort of couple of years, Louis, I outlined the barriers that the horses have won from. Barrier 3, 8, 2, 5, 3, 2, and 4 and 4. So tells me that it's typically an on-paces sort of race and you need a lot of luck. Cascadian is going to get back. That's the query. But I think he's the winner. So I'll be playing him. $6 is probably short enough, but we might get a bit more race day. So that's my thoughts, boys. Gannon?
I'll tell you what, Louis might know this a bit more, but a red hot tip just from the, more of a mug punter point of view, when I assess Melbourne, that 1,400 metre start at Caulfield, no good if you're wide and going up the hill there. Is that right, Louis? Am I on the money?
Oh, you can, but yeah, I think so. Because what the chute's the 1,200, right? 1,400 is the bend.
It's kind of a shooty, bendy sort of start, right?
Because I think, if it's out of the chute, yes, there's a hill, but with only the one turn, I've always been of at least over 11 and 1,200. I've always thought drawn wide, no issues. I'd have to have the map in front of me. I don't know if the 1,400 isn't the chute, then you probably want to be drawn down low, and your barrier stats will reconfirm that, Dino, as you just read out all the light draws. No one really winning from wide.
Yeah, there we go. I just brought it up there, Louis. It is definitely so. It's a shoot, and it's a short run to like a turn sort of scenario.
Yeah, so 2 turns. No, down low, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think Dino's hit the nail on the head there. So I tell you what, I'm going to put a pen through one. I think this elation, I think must have won the equivalent of a benchmark 64 at Oxford. Wow. The Adelaide Guineas. Can someone name me the last 5 Adelaide Guineas winners? Give me a spell. We're now lining up in a Group 1 Memsie Stakes. Welcome to the big leagues. Fair income. Welcome to A-grade. Give me a spell. $4.50, please. Cascadian absolutely should be favourite. There is 20 mils of rain predicted in Melbourne. Just capture some of that, Caulfield. Please, just capture something today. Hopefully the track, is a soft 6. If it is a soft 6 and it draws a gate, it will be winning. So I'm happy to take some of the $6. I'm Thunderstruck. Good horse. Don't think it's ready. Snap Dancer. Doesn't like it wet. Needs it dry. Funny, please. Alligator Blood's a horse I'm really interested in. It'll be ready to go. And geez, as Dino mentioned, I love the fact that, there's a bit of hype around it. First up record, 7 starts, 3 wins, second and the third. Has residual Queensland form. So there's 2 horses I'm looking at. Alligator Blood is one, Cascadian is the other, but Cascadian flying. And boys, once again, Dino, I'll flip past to you here, mate. Trialed it against Animo and Profondo. Look to be doing it better. Thoughts?
Yeah, it was. It's the best it's ever trialled. It's just coming back better and better every prep. It's going really good, and I think they dead set wanted to avoid it running against Animo. I think that's it's interesting. Yep. I think that race would have been perfect for him on the weekend, but they've obviously a bit scared of him, I think. So trials bang on.
There you go, Cascadian for me, $6 a bet. Louis, what do you got, mate?
I just will quickly say, Gannon, as much as I do appreciate the Cascadian bet, to say that it should be favourite.
Yeah.
No way. No
way.
You
got your benchmark 64 favourite?
Let me read out its starting SPs since running 5th in a Group 1 George Main back to the 18th of September 2021. $11, $21, $13, $26, $13, started $2 in a Group 2 Peter Young, $7, $21, $26, and $11 when it won the Group 1 All Age. I think it's a fair price. I don't think you could be having this. If it was favourite, you wouldn't touch it. You couldn't touch it.
If it was on
why can't it be a $6 favourite and elation be $8 like it should be?
Okay, yeah, sure, $6 favourite. But if you look at those SPs, if you took $11 about it in the Group 1 All Aged, I would personally really struggle to take $6 about it first up in a Group 1 here when you know that you should be getting a double figure. Well, that you have been getting a double figure price about it. So look, and I said last week I love Cascadian as well. I think it is a good chance, but I reckon it's probably about its right price. If it wins, sure, you could tell me it should have been $1.01.
I love it. I love it, Louis, and you bring up a very, very, very good point. Question before you give us our tip: is it just a weak edition of the race?
I think so, yeah. And as you highlighted with Elation as a $4.50 favourite, I think that has to be a weak edition. I will say the win in the Wyong benchmark 60 that it won was pretty good. And its latest jump out, it went past I'm Thunderstruck like it was stuck to the ground. So I think it is probably a talented horse. But yeah, not a $4.50 chance, as you mentioned. Cascadian $6. Look, I'm going to go with no hugely strong opinion in this race. I'm going to go with Mr. Brightside at $7 and I Am Superman at $15. More so I Am Superman, to be fair, at the $15 and $4.50 a place. They both come out of the Group 2 PB Lawrence, which is a form line for this race. I mean, you go back to Humidor winning in 2018. It ran in a Group 2 PB Lawrence. before winning this Memsie Stakes. So it's kind of the one I'm going to focus on. The reason I want to highlight I Am Superman is because it finished 0.2 of a length off Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside did it pretty easily and probably could have found more had it been a bit closer at the end. But I Am Superman settled pretty far back, gave it a start and finished within 0.2, and it's more than double its price. So I couldn't figure that one out. I respect all of those at the top of the market, but just because a lot of them are first up and Elation's untried at this level and yada yada, I just kind of went back to what's a form line that's come into this race. It's the PB Lawrence, who ran well in that. I Am Superman at $15, ran second by a nostril, and I think that's probably a good price. But punters, if you're listening to this, I'd be sticking with the two gentlemen to my left and underneath me because I really don't have a massive, strong push for one in this race.
Super stuff. Louis, awesome. Love the little wrap up there. I'll tell you what, and to the owners and connections of Elation Fenningham, sorry. Good horse, going places, but big race on.
I hope it comes out and wins.
Absolutely. We can just play that. We can play that back and
good for content. Great for content.
Yeah, exactly right. Righto, boys, give us your best all in play for the weekend. If it's not the Memsie Stakes, if it's something that's coming up, you know what? I'll go first. Back rower, up and coming. Market isn't out yet, but when it's out, hopefully we get something juicy. I'll be betting. Dino?
Yeah, I like it. That horse was brilliant first up. My best all in is Cascadian in the Memsies. Can't ignore those trials. I know it's probably got the get back run on pattern, but you just got to trust your eye sometimes. And that's my best all in play for the weekend. Louis?
Yeah, I'll go I Am Superman. I just thinking about it, what you guys were talking about, that if I look at this race and all of these horses are lining up on Saturday, you've got Cascadian, I Am Thunderstruck in there, Alligator Blood will be popular, Mr. Brightside will be popular. I even half reckon you'll get better than $15 about I Am Superman. I think it could start pretty big figures. So I'd be going something more the place, obviously, and a little bit the win. I'll make it the best each way. I reckon you'll get better than 15 because it won't be a real popular runner in the market, I wouldn't think. But hey, it could run well. We'll see how we go. Hopefully, fingers crossed, big price. Come on, tab traders, turn it out. Give me something.
Love it. Just walk in the office, mate, and say, turn it out, boys. All right, I'll tell you what. We're going to go do some midweek best bets now. I got one for Tuesday. Dino's got one for Wednesday. Louis, you're a bit of a surprise packer, mate. Just throw it out there. Why don't we kick off? We'll go to Dino. What do you got?
Yeah, race 1. Market's not out yet, but it will be winning. Race 1 at Kensington, my favourite track. Gunno's least favourite track. Race 1, number 4, Scorch. It's a half to In Her Time. It's been in a couple of times, been smashed in betting. It's a very, very smart horse. Love the draw, Barrier 4. Willie Pike on board. He'll get back and he'll be charging over the top. So race 1, number 4, Scorched on Wednesday at the Kensington track. Gunno.
Beauty. Boys, Louis, you can round it up. I'll go next. We're going to go Scone. We're going to go race 6, and there's a horse called Dollar Euro, right? Dylan Gibbons, can ride, freak. This horse currently with tap, $23. Race 6, number 9, Dollar Euro. Horse is a first up performer. Its stats may not suggest it flies, but its ratings and runs are very, very good at $23. We'll have something each way on that. Louis?
Yeah, I'm scraping bottom of the barrel stuff here. I'm going to Warrnambool to the first leg of the quaddie on a heavy 10 deck tomorrow that could be a heavy 100 by the time the day starts if they race. This is like genuine bottomless stuff. Race 5, number 4, I See You Coming. Lindsay Smith horse, Melissa Julius to ride, which is a good sign. Only had the one start less preparation. It was at Casterton on a soft 7. It belted them 7 lengths, and that's not even generous. Like, that is an understatement. It could have won by a lot further. Immediately tipped out. Look, I don't know whether they're trying to get maybe to a handy-ish race this spring. That's why they tipped it out and brought it back. Who knows? But it's in here against some absolute bottom feeders, and you're getting still $2.50. If it runs anything like it did in that Casterton race, it'll be blowing them out of the park. But remember, punters, it is Warrnambool on a Tuesday, so anything could happen. We don't know what's going to happen, but I like it. I See You Coming, race 5, number 4.
Love it. Nice stuff, Louis. Dino, awesome. Thanks for coming on board, boys. Having a good chat. Don't forget, punters, the trial show will be out later on tonight. You catch Louis on Sky Racing doing his best work, Sky 1 most nights. And, boys, we will be back. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do your thing, give the boys a rap, tell them how good they're going, and until next week.
Cheers, boys.
Bye.